Assalamu alaikum. Progressing with our further topics under globalization, let us proceed with the environment that affects international operations of any organization or business. International management is the management of business operations conducted in more than one country, of course. The fundamental tasks of business management, including financing, production, and distribution of products and services, do not change in any substantive way when a firm is transacting business across international borders. The basic management functions of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling are the same whether a company operates domestically or internationally. However, managers will experience greater difficulties and risks when performing these management functions on an international scale. Consider the following blunders. It took McDonald's more than a year to figure out that Hindus in India do not eat beef because they consider the cow sacred. The company's sales took off only after McDonald's started making burgers sold in India out of lamb meat. Then another example is that in Africa, the labels on bottles show pictures of what is inside, so illiterate shoppers can know what they're buying. When a baby food company showed a picture of an infant on its label, the product didn't sell very well, of course. Then United Airlines discovered that even colors can doom a product. The airline handed out white carnations when it started flying from Hong Kong, only to discover that to many Asians, such flowers represent death and bad luck. Now, some of these examples might seem humorous, but there's nothing funny about them to managers trying to operate in a highly competitive global environment. What should managers of emerging global companies look for to avoid making obvious international mistakes? That's a question. When they are comparing one country to another, the economic, legal, political, and socio-cultural sectors are the ones that present the greatest difficulties. So, speaking about the economic environment, first of all. The economic environment represents the economic conditions in the country where the international organization operates. This part of the environment includes factors such as economic development and resource and product markets. In addition, factors such as inflation, interest rates, and economic growth are also part of the international economic environment. So, सबसे पहले we are going to shed light on economic development. Economic development differs widely among the countries and regions of the world. Countries can be categorized as either underdeveloped, developing, or developed. Where countries are placed on the economic development is determined by the government policies, institutions, market size, the sophistication of financial markets, and other factors that drive productivity and enable sustained economic growth. So, most international business firms are headquartered in the wealthier, economically advanced countries, but smart managers are investing heavily in less developed emerging markets. These companies face risks and challenges today, but they stand to reap huge benefits in the future. Then, the second component under economic environment, the criterion traditionally used to classify countries as developed or developing is per capita income, which is the income generated by the nation's production of goods and services divided by total population. The underdeveloped and developing countries have low per capita incomes as compared to the developed countries. Then the third factor under economic environment, note that highly developed countries typically rank higher in competitiveness. One important factor in gauging competitiveness is the country's infrastructure, which relates to the physical facilities such as highways, airports, utilities, and telephone lines that support economic activities. Then the next factor is that another reflection of economic environment is the resource and product markets. The fact that parts, supplies, and labor for many companies come from around the world, which presents managers with new challenges. Proceeding further, one of the simplest ways to understand economic condition of a country is through inflation, to see it as rising prices. If the economy is in the state of boom, where business is flourishing and everyone is earning good amount of money, which results in the increase in purchasing power of the consumer. So this means that producer is able to sell his commodity at a higher price in the market, whereas in the state of depression in the economy, the purchasing and investing power of the customer falls down. Businesses interact with and can be affected by overseas markets in a number of different ways, be it importing machinery from Europe or exporting your goods to China. In many circumstances, this will involve either receiving or sending foreign currency from or to your business partner, and so naturally you'll have exchange rate exposure. This exchange rate exposure can affect businesses and the wider economy both positively and negatively. So that was all about the economic environment. For legal, political, and socio-cultural environment, please proceed to the next video. Thank you.